Hello my fellow art lovers and welcome to KayJayComicArt. KJ here bringing you part 2 of my tasty treat speed paint. I wanted to create something cute and simple since university has been kicking my backside recently. Sorry. So I thought, what better way to relax than draw the mascot from my favourite video game franchise? Hilariously, this also coincided with the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield too, so I was more than happy to take this project on. So since the release of Sword and Shield almost a week ago, and which in my peripheral is almost a week ago because this video was recorded Wednesday, whereas you will be getting it Saturday. So by the time you get the video, it will have been over a week instead of just almost a week. I want to spend a little time giving you guys my opinion of the game so far, just to fill out a bit of the video's commentary, since there's not much I can say about the art that you guys won't have heard before. In my opinion, Sword and Shield are beautifully designed games with an interesting, if not slightly simple storyline, and a wonderful gym challenge system that has made me want to keep playing, even after promising I would only play one gym a day, so I didn't complete the game in under a week. Sadly, the game was too good, and I finished it in 4 days. So that didn't last. So now I'm just finishing the Pokédex so I can collect shinies. Little side note, I have both games, so even if I finish Shield, I will be playing Sword for the story, so if I continuously want to keep playing it, Sword is the one I'll be using. I always have one game where I finish it and complete it, get the Pokemon, all of the Pokemon if I can, and then the other game I have for leisure play, like just playing it in my own downtime just to hear the story again or something. You know, those moments where you just want to restart a game and just enjoy it again. So, since, like I said, I'll be going over the pros and cons of the game. As well, they're new, and I want to tell you guys my opinion since I adore Pokemon so much and would love to just get it out. The pros of the game so far are the beautiful graphics, the new and interesting Pokemon, including evolutions of Pokemon that are highly underrated normally, such as Mr. Mime, Farfetch'd, and Corsola. Another pro of the game is the MMO-style wild area where you go around searching for new and interesting Pokemon, even Dynamax Pokemon, which allows you to fight the Pokemon in a team of 4 with or without help from people from around the world, who you will also see running around in the wild area, which I thought was a nice touch. If not a little bit laggy because me and my sister were playing and it took her a week to take me to the place. Like, this is an exaggeration, but it took her ages to take me to the place she wanted to go, because when she got there, the character only just started moving on my game. Um, Honestly, though, these features made putting the game down very difficult. And despite the lack of a national dex and some complaints about the models made by other people, none of these complaints were mine. Well, none of the 2 complaints I've just mentioned were mine. I think Nintendo really outdid themselves this time. All the characters had personality and the gym leaders were memorable, unlike some of the more recent games where the gym leaders barely mattered. This, in my opinion, means Generation 6, as when I played over it again, I was shocked to see a gym leader that I could not physically remember. I think it was this old guy who had a grass type gym, I'm not really sure. But it was a shock to me that I'd forgotten a gym leader when in many other games they are quite memorable, such as Jasmine from Johto. Almost all, actually no, I think all of the first gen Pokemon leaders. I'm not sure if that's just because of the anime or the fact that I played it so many times. I feel like up on like Generation 3, 4, yeah, 4, 5, 6, 5 and 6, all the way from Generation 3 to 6. I feel like the characters were quite hard to remember, but that could just be me. You guys have your own opinions, and I'm not trying to sway anyone. So, on that note, now that I've praised the game because I really feel like it was a really good game, I will be giving it cons too, because you can't make a fair opinion of a game if you don't put any complaints in. Right, the first complaint I have is the fact that there is no chat box or ability to communicate to your trading partner in a link trade. I tried for almost an hour to articulate to someone, many people actually, that I needed a Grookey because I had the other 2 starters, but I didn't have Grookey, and I needed Grookey for the Pokédex. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get the point across until someone actually made a guess that I needed that Pokemon and finally traded to me for a version exclusive from my game. Mandibuzz, if you're asking. Another con is the lag that happens in the wild area when it's raining. It's not much of a problem, but it makes me worry that the future games will have serious lag issues, as that's what happened when the 3DS was pushed to its max in Sun and Moon. So it makes me worried that Sword and Shield was also pushing the Switch a little bit. Hopefully, it's not just my Switch, because I don't want to have to fork out a replacement just to enjoy a new Pokemon game. And finally, the idea that either I need a new account or a friend with the game just to trade between my two versions to get all the version exclusives. I have one account and both Pokemon games. And I'm sure I can't play on my account on two different Switches at the same time. Correct me if I'm wrong, that would be really helpful. Therefore, I either trade to a friend, go off, change the game, then trade again, or I make a completely new account and trade between them instead. Hopefully, when Pokemon Home comes out, the issue will be sorted. I also want to point out that the British slang was perfectly done in the Pokemon game. There were some that I didn't understand because they may be more southern British, but I understood almost every word that was being said, and some people probably got really confused by the slang. I just really enjoyed it because it felt like what I would say to a friend, like mate, champion, all of them. It just felt like you look at them and you think, God, everyone says this here. Okay, since I pretty much blagged head about the new Pokemon game, I will now be giving a little info on the drawing itself. Honest to God, if I could make a living as a Pokemon YouTuber, I would, because Pokemon is just my life. It's been my life since I was 3 years old, and it's also one of the reasons I became creative, because I wanted to be a Pokemon artist when I grow up. I wanted to work for Pokemon. But I realised that that was a pipe dream, since a lot of people are probably aiming for the same thing, and I would be outclassed by a lot of them. Anyway, I digress. This is a drawing of notch-eared Pikachu, having recently evolved from his Pichu counterpart, enjoying a feast of lovely, if not dry, orange berries. He's happy and at peace as he gobbles them up in private, though I imagine he's saving one for his shiny Pikachu friend when he next comes to visit. God, the idea is just so cute to me. Alright, I think that's enough ranting from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another one.